Hmm. Well, welcome to day 8. Hello. How you doing? This is day 8 of my 100-day meditation experience. And interesting ride so far. Hello, welcome. Um, Basically, today, I guess what I'm seeing is it is getting easier to allow whatever is surfacing during the meditation to be. Um, Typically, I mean, that's some sort of discomfort in some way, a physical, an emotional, a spiritual, thoughts, things like that. Which really, if you think about it, everything that is who we are not is some sort of discomfort, because the truth of who we are underneath is oneness, unity, love, good vibes, passion, uh, you know, all goodness, everything that we know, hope, enlightenment. And so anything that we are not is, some sort of discomfort on some level. And the process of meditation is simply opening to what is and allowing those discomforts to surface so that they can be seen for the illusion that they are and released. And now that process is becoming easier and easier as I continue to do this. I still have my moments, I still fight for sure, but just the idea that as things surface, I'm more and more aware that it's not who I am and that there's no need to fight. So that's really a nice awakening. Um, as I am also doing this, it is very important, I'm finding, to be grounded. I tend to do some sort of grounding exercise prior to this. It may be something small like, tapping my body, or tapping my knees on the ground. I'm just kind of, well, you may not be able to see very well, but just kind of tapping my knees on the ground, or moving my legs, tapping my toes together. Something that is bringing myself back into my body, standing up and shaking around a little bit, um, to help bring my mind down from all the other things that it's doing. I find that helps the meditation process a lot. Um, and as I'm in meditation, um, if I feel like I'm getting lost a little bit, coming back into my body by just as I'm sitting here, squeezing like my perineal muscles, the pelvic floor muscles, anus muscles, um, the prostate muscles, everything that is in that pelvic floor area. Just by gently squeezing that, it helps bring my consciousness immediately back down into my body, and I can just hold that for a few minutes and breathe and feel, and it helps my brain, my mind to relax, and then I can let go and get back into the meditation much more easily. I mean, the whole thing is meditation, but I can let go, and I'm now more centered and grounded in my body. So as you're doing your own practice, for whatever that's worth, I hope it helps. Welcome. Something else that I am discovering, or I guess seeing as I'm walking through this process, is it's almost like there's a deeper layer of me, of who I am, that is underneath. Um, like as I started, even with the grounding stuff, my brain or some piece of my mind is still kind of moving around a little bit. And as I let my brain relax, that kind of starts to go away, and a stillness begins to open up inside. And then as different phenomenon pop up, like I said, a tension or a thought or an emotion or something like that, uh, I become aware of it. It's almost like some other piece of me pops up and kind of starts looking around and looking at this particular thing, and then trying to fix it, change it, um, get rid of it, thinking by analyzing something. Just it basically pops its head up and looks around a little while, and there are times when I get lost in this and think that this is me, and I think actually I'm feeling that most of us most of our days think that this piece is us. And it's either this piece is trying to do something with the phenomenon that's just popped up and fix it, change it, whatever, or some piece of me is aware that this is not really real and is trying to get rid of it in some way, shape, form, or fashion and change it, move it, switch it, whatever. So either way, there's still some fighting and some resistance. And as soon as I recognize this and just allow what is to be, this piece kind of dissipates, and then this dissipates, and then the stillness has been there the entire time, but I guess just reawakens, or I reawaken to it. So it's kind of an interesting process playing with this, and it's getting, like I said, easier and easier as my days go by. Welcome, by the way. If you have any questions on meditation, on spirituality, on just life in general, if there's anything in particular that you're going through, feel free to pipe in, and I will do my best to answer what I can. In the meantime, I'm just kind of talking about the meditation experience that I'm having. I'm doing my own 100-day meditation challenge, training, experience, experiment, whatever you want to call it. And this is day 8, so just kind of playing around and scoping on what I'm seeing. So I guess some other stuff that's coming up for me is this idea that, or sometimes as I'm going through, phenomenon will surface, attention or an emotion or a thought, things like that, and the whole, playing and popping head up and all that stuff that I just talked about surfaces. There are times, though, when nothing is there. And not like a nothing, like an openness, like almost like a wall, I guess, so to speak. And so there's a piece of me that also has a resistance to that. Like, wait, shouldn't something be happening right now? Shouldn't I be having some sort of thought? Where is this? Am I not doing this right? What's going on? Those kind of things surface. And what I'm beginning to see is that nothing, and I heard this from a trainer of mine a while back, that nothing is something. That as we're experiencing what appears to be a wall, or what appears to be a nothingness, it's actually just another layer of blockage that we've kind of put on top of it, a blinder, so to speak, that our consciousness has kind of put over whatever's going on. And by just being with that in the same way that we would be with any other phenomenon that pops up, it is there for a little while, we notice it, and then it also leaves, and another layer of whatever else is there begins to surface, and then the process starts again. Yeah, so very interesting and kind of fun discoveries. And I definitely feel like, moment by moment, day by day, I'm opening more, I'm releasing more, and getting more in touch with this true self. Like I said, there's some me underneath this me that's popping its head around that tends to be where I live a lot of my life, and where I feel like a lot of us do, that I'm awakening to. And I'm really curious to see, as this unfolds, what happens and how deep this rabbit hole goes. And what else? So something else that's coming up for me in my life is this idea of, I guess with the extra time that I'm playing with this, 2 hours a day meditating plus time to scope, put videos on the internet, my YouTube channel and Facebook and things like that. It's definitely takes some extra time in what was already a full life. And there's some difficulties associated with it. It's causing me to definitely look inside and see what other aspects I'm using my time are really worthwhile or not. Whereas the most useful bit of my time, I'm having to cut a number of things, or low sleep, or whatever it is. And it's creating a lot of shifts in my world that cause discomfort. And at a couple points throughout the process, I've considered scrapping the whole deal. And what I'm seeing is a reiteration of the idea that this is a good thing. Change is disruptive. And as we engage in something that matters to us, and something that is propelling us forward, something that is calling to us, and something that is going to help vault us to a higher level, then some other pieces need to break away. In fact, I think I might have mentioned this in another video, but I work with a number of different students, primarily doing math and physics tutoring, although my wellness coaching business is also increasing. But a kiddo of mine years ago, Annie Steffi, actually, by the way, not that I think she would ever view this video. She might, who knows? But if it ever gets out there, anybody knows her, say hi. Anyway, she had a keychain that said, "Sometimes good things fall apart so that better things can come together." And that is kind of what this whole meditation's experience, and for that matter, discomforts in general are about. Is just the old us breaking up and falling apart so that a deeper, more genuine, better us, maybe not come together is the right word, but that can be revealed. And so I would offer that to you guys. If y'all are going through any difficulties in your own life, keep going. Whatever, if you're doing something that you feel called to do that is in line with your highest good, the highest good of others, and is, you feel, evolving you in some way, it's going to encounter difficulties, and you're going to feel like turning back at quite a few stages. That's normal. That's fine. But keep going. You can do it. You absolutely can do it, so just keep going. And in fact, if you reflect on it a minute, I mean, it's really, we feel all these discomforts in life, but what is discomfort really? Aside from just, the aspect of what we are not that we talked about, that, truly we are unity and bliss, and anything that is not that is some form of discomfort. But in an online session that I had with a yoga master that works in my studio, her name's Master Oceana, she was talking about discomfort basically being something that pushes our comfort zone. And we all have comfort zones. We like to stay, and now they might be small, they might be big, but in one shape, form, or another, we all have our comfort zones. And when those are pushed, we sense that, and that is what brings up our resistance. All the resistance that we feel is some sort of comfort zone push. And it's actually a good thing. We tend to think that resistance and expanding our comfort zone and being pushed out of our comfort zone is a bad thing. But if we reflect on it a minute, if we didn't push our comfort zone, we'd still be in diapers, right? We would still be, like, we wouldn't even be crawling. We'd be sitting there slobbering over ourselves, having somebody else feed us the whole time, and shitting on ourselves. In diapers, basically, at this point. And when you're 3 months old, 6 months old, that's fine. When you're 30, not as cool, right? So there was some point at our past at which we consciously or unconsciously began to push that comfort zone, and learn to, walk, and learn to crawl, and learn to feed ourselves and clothe ourselves and get up and ride a bike and fall over and try again and skin our knees and all these kinds of things. And it was just a part of life. Think about how many times we fell when we began walking, right? But yet we got up and we tried again, and we got up and we tried again. How many mistakes we made when we started talking, and how of our words came out all funny. We tried again, we kept trying, and now we can talk, we can walk, we can feed ourselves, we can clothe ourselves, we can do whatever we need to do in life because we push those comfort zones. We tend to get to some place where it's like, okay, we got the basics down, we can walk and talk and feed and clothe and go to the bathroom by ourselves and hold down a job, and I can hit the remote on the TV and do whatever else. Okay, screw it, I'm done. I've had my growth, and maybe I've done some schoolwork, I've built some new skills in a job, but then we kind of hit this place where it's like, now it's not okay to feel that resistance. It's not okay to push that comfort zone or develop ourselves in some way, which doesn't serve, and it's also not, it's also an illusion. Now, I do realize, I'm on the self-development path myself, and I realize a lot of people that are watching this are on the self-development path themselves as well. And that's not to say that we don't have, that we're not moving and growing and changing. In some way or another, consciously or unconsciously, we are always growing, changing, until we die. Although sometimes there's a lot more kicking and screaming than other times. But even those of us that are on the self-development path we still have our comfort zones. We have some areas that we desire to grow in. We have other areas that we're just quite happy in our comfort zone. And when that gets pushed, this resistance comes up, and we feel like that's a bad thing. So I'm beginning to awaken to this idea, and I offer this to y'all as well, that any resistance, any negativity we experience is actually some sort of expansion. And so to welcome all of those feelings, to welcome all of that resistance, or welcome all those opportunities, all those things that come into our life that bring up that resistance, knowing the truth that they are somehow leading to our growth. They're somehow expanding us in some way. I mean, I look at my life right now and I'm like, man, it would just be easier if I let go of some of this extra crud that I'm doing right now and working with this and doing that and doing these scopes and whatever, and just go back to a nice, simple, I have, my job, and I'm doing a little bit of personal development stuff, and I get to relax a little bit, watch occasionally some TV, and just, that would be, there's no point in getting into specifics, but I kind of had this envision in my mind. If I could just do these couple things and just relax, that would be a nice life, and I'd be happy, and I wish I could get back to that place. But then upon further reflection, I realized for a minute that there was a point at which that life was an expansion for me and tough for me and brought up resistance in me. And at that point, I wanted this life. And there was a point at which that was expansive for me. And so really, where does it end? And to be totally honest with you, there was a point, and I've mentioned this in a couple other videos as well. Years ago, I smoked a lot of weed, 24/7, all day, every day. And there were times for me when a productive day, a truly productive day, was checking the mail and maybe doing a load or two of laundry. That's it. And then I was spent. I was done, and that was it, It's kind of, it's funny, mildly sad, I guess, but it is what it is. But it's humorous at some point. But everything has been a progression since that point to where I am now. And so, and all along the way, I guess there's been a piece of me that's kind of been kicking and screaming at each level of development. And like I said, where I am right now, there's a lot of things going on. I'm having to make choices and let go of some things that I actually kind of like doing, as well as just this sense of stress and a little bit of chaos running around. But I know that this is vaulting me to a new level. And if I were to go back to this level, okay, that might be fine for now. But what if at this level I'd said I wanted to go back to that level? What if at this level I'd stopped and I wanted to say I wanted to go back to that level? Where would I be now? And so in this awakening, it really is bringing a new level of acceptance to me about all the things that I'm going through, and about the resistances, and about the challenges in my life. And again, if this awakens you in any way, or helps you to accept what is in your life, then I wish that for you also. Either way, we're going to have challenges. If you exercise and you're pushing yourself physically, you're going to experience challenges. If you don't, and you sit on the couch and you eat potato chips and you watch TV all day, there will be a point at which your body deteriorates enough that you're going to experience challenges in that way as well. If you decide to, if you're working, either it's your own business, you're working a job or whatever, you're going to experience challenges in those fields. If you're not, and you decide, screw it, I don't want to do that anymore, well, then you don't get money and you become homeless and you experience challenges in another way. So no matter what we do in life, we're going to experience challenges. The question is, are we consciously opening to them and moving towards them, or are we just, through our own inaction, allowing life to deteriorate so that those challenges are imposed upon us? And if we're doing things proactively and moving forward, one, we can guide and direct our lives through our own will much more easily. Two, there's a deeper level of acceptance. We tend to have this master consciousness that we're creating our own life rather than being victim. And so when we do that, though, like I said, sometimes in the doing of that, we still have a piece of our mind that's resisted, all along the way. So I would offer to you these perspectives that you can see your life in a new way and recognize that it is all for our growth and that it's all good. And if that brings a new level of acceptance for you, then right on. More power to you, more power to all of us. So that's kind of what I've got for the day. Here's what's come through so far. Although I'm here, if anybody has any questions, thoughts, comments about anything I've said, about meditation, about spirituality, about life, anything they're going through, some struggles that they're having that maybe they would like other person's perspective on, just type it in, and I will serve how I can. Welcome. Glad to see you joining. Again, if you guys have any questions at all and anything, or you just want to say hi, that's fine too. Anything at all that is on your mind right now, feel free to share. All right, cool. So much love to everybody. I'm going to sign off for the evening. Like I said, this is a 100-day meditation experience. So, and this is day 8, so I got 92 more days. I will be around. I wish you the best in whatever you choose to do. I offer that you play with meditation as well in your own life. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Much love. Take care. Goodbye.